Okay, so it looks like these leaves have fully infested now, so get my cock out and boom. There we go. And that's lots of string and some more silkworms. Cool. So the first thing I want to do is I want 3 blocks of wool so I can make a bed. And I have 3 planks. I have exactly 3 planks. Look at that. What's the odds? 3 planks, 3 wool. There is my bed. I now have somewhere to sleep. So I'm going to plonk this down. Yes, that'll do. I guess over this side. Why not? Let's put it over here in this corner. In fact, let's put it there. Okay, so I can now sleep at night. You can't sleep on blood moon, so I can't sleep every night anyway, but I can sleep some nights, and it just makes things a little bit easier to be able to do. Also, apparently, oh no, that's the tree I've just harvested the leaves off, isn't it? Like 2 seconds ago. Forgotten all about it. There we go. So there's some more wood. Let's plonk that in there. So I'm doing alright. I've been making some more charcoal. There you go, 19 more charcoal. Try and make a lot more of it because you do go through a lot of it in this certainly early game. Okay, so I think the next step for me is going to be to build a sieve and to start sieving for materials. So let's get some of that string out, and I'm going to want some wood. And I think off the top of my head, I think the sieve is this. No, it isn't. I know what the sieve is, and I know what else I need to do first. The string mesh is that, which I need, and then I need 2 string meshes. No, I think I only need 1 string mesh. Put string mesh. Okay, I need 2 string meshes. Let's put them there. In which case, I think it's this. It is that. Okay, there's a sieve. So I'm going to plonk my sieve. Pop it there. That's as good a place as any. So I'm now going to need some hammers. And in order to break down materials. And you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that. And what's that there? Okay, so I'm going to want to make 6 cobblestone blocks. And 6 of those, and that'll give me 3 hammers. Okay, cool. Right, so I think to begin with, I think I'm going to need iron. I think that's the most important one to start off with. So let's get myself, I think gravel's the best way to go forwards with that. So let's try and get myself up to a stack of cobblestone. So that'll be 4 stacks of these stones. And then I can hammer that down into gravel, sieve it, and get some materials that way. Yeah, for some reason when you use that garden of glass thing to punch the ground, you don't always get a stone every time. You get it like 99% of the time. Probably less often than that. So I'm just going to place these down. And then once I've placed them all down, I'm going to break them all with my hammer. Oh god, that was almost really bad. Well, I'll say that it would have only been hammers that are lost, but it's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to vein mine this with a hammer, and it's going to give me 64 gravel. Okay, cool. So now we have the long and tedious job of sieving the gravel. So we stand over this and hold down right click. And as you see, it's given me these pieces here: broken iron ore, broken tin ore, broken copper ore, broken platinum ore. You can combine 4 of the same piece to create a block of material that can be smelted in a furnace in order to create materials. What you can also do is, if you've got the stuff you get from gravel, you can hammer that down into the same material that you'd get if you sieved sand, which gives you different material. It gives you iron ore chunks, gold ore chunks, platinum ore chunks instead of broken. Or it might even be sand. It might even give you. No, I think it's chunks which make sand blocks, and then you get pieces which make. I can't even remember. You get different ones anyway. Different ones from sand, and different ones from dust, and you can hammer down the combined blocks of the stuff you get from gravel to make the stuff you get from sand, but you get a slightly better ratio for doing it. So the most efficient way of creating any materials is to sieve gravel, then hammer everything down to sand, then hammer it all down to dust, and you might get an extra. In a stack of 64 iron gravel. You might end up getting an extra 12 iron dust than you would have done, which it's certainly early game. It's a few extra pieces of material. It can make a big difference. It's why as well Tinker's Construct Smeltery is a good fairly early game kind of development. You want to get that quite handy because that is going to allow you to. Well, it's going to allow you to double your ore that you're smelting from these sieving things, which is going to give you much more efficiency and allow you to get a lot more material fast. What I'm really into as mods, there's a lot of mods in this mod pack. Some of them I've never even begun to touch. Some of them I've delved right into and got really stuck in and know the ins and outs of them really well. One of my favourite mods in this mod pack is the Magical Crops. And I always get this mixed up because there's 2 versions of this mod. But I want to say Magical Crops. Let's try this. Magical Crops Core. That's the one. So that allows you to make magical seeds that produce a lot of sort of base game materials and even some of the more complex materials. And if you can automate the harvesting and collection of those using harvesters or farming stations or one of the other mods that allows you to kind of automate farming, you can do some really, really awesome stuff with them. You can have kind of automatic iron and gold and emeralds and diamond and ender pearls and gas tiers and redstone and coal all just being churned out in really, really big numbers, which is fantastic. Really, really helpful kind of way of gathering resources. And there's some resources you can't gather that way, just in the same way that there's some resources that can't be gathered through kind of sifting stuff. But it certainly does make a bit of a difference. Now I'm going to see if I can sleep. At this point I can't. So this is one of those blood moons I was saying about, which means that I can't sleep at the moment. Because you can never sleep during a blood moon. And during a blood moon, monsters can spawn something silly like 5 blocks away from you rather than the usual 25 blocks away from you or whatever it is. So basically you can be stood here in the middle of the platform and monsters can be spawning out on the corners of the platform if it's not lit up properly. It's that terrifying. And you find, or what I found certainly, is that you can very quickly become overwhelmed and kind of lose a game that way, especially in something like a Skyblock where it is very much a delicate balance. I've played a Garden of Glass Ozone 2 world before now where I've completely lost the game because a John Cena creeper, which is a thing in this, was basically a supercharged creeper that just spawns naturally, but it shouts, "John Cena!" and then starts playing the music right before it blows up. And it's the most terrifying experience you can ever experience in Minecraft, if I'm honest with you. It really is. But I've had it before now where one of them's gone off in the middle of my base and destroyed all my storage and destroyed all my machines, and it literally can be a game reset. So you've got to be very careful, make sure things are lit up properly and that there's no everythings to spawn. So I usually leave that F7 turned on so that I can see it at all times. Anyway, let's have a look at these materials. So we've got 64 iron chunks, which adds up perfectly because every time you sieve gravel, you get 1 iron. There's a chance you can get more, but you get at least 1 iron every time. So let's see the ones I've got more than 4 of. Let's create my pieces from them. So as you can see, I'm getting these iron ore gravel, copper ore gravel, tin ore gravel, tungsten ore gravel, and you'll see in a second what I was talking about. I was talking about the sort of the extra efficiency by breaking it down, because I'm going to hammer this all in a minute. So coal, lapis, flint. So I've got flint now, so I can start making tinker's tools. Coal, emerald, they can all go in there. These chunks, I'm going to put my material, the sort of metals and things, I'm going to put into here. There's a separate storage. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is these 16 iron ore pieces I've got, I'm going to place them down, and then I'm going to hammer them. And that gave me 64 of these, but it also gave me another 12 over here. So as you can see, I've now got 19 things of iron ore sand instead of 16 things of iron ore gravel. When you put iron ore sand or iron ore gravel in the furnace, it gives you exactly the same amount of materials, which is 1 in a furnace or 2 in a smeltery. So, you know, that's an extra 3 pieces of iron that I've just got there, just by hammering that down. And I'll do this, and as you can see, it's now gone up to 20, which means that I've now ended up with 21. So that's another 2 pieces again. So I'm now up to 21 pieces of iron from what would originally have been 16. So I'll do this, and you do it with this. The small amounts, I'm not going to get enough to make an extra block, but what it is going to do, it's going to give me an extra one of these, which I can put in this storage, and eventually, doing that enough times, I will end up with enough to make another block somewhere along the way. And again, I've now got an extra powdered copper ore. That's it, powdered copper ore. So we've got crushed, broken, and powdered. That's what it was. I knew there was something in there. So I'm just going to place all of these down there, and then I'll quickly just break these down with a hammer, and then recombine these to make my different materials. So sometimes you won't get any as well. It's a random chance. It's not a guarantee that it will happen, but obviously if you're doing it over enough instances, eventually you're going to get some extra material doing it that way. Okay. So we've got, you know, a little bit of extra material that way. I'm going to pop these in here. I'm going to pop those in there for now, but I know I can come back and smelt them later. So I don't have much left to do at this point to make a bucket. I mean, there's loads left to do. This mod pack goes on for a very long time. But right now, my sort of initial starting priorities, what I'm going to do is that's annoying. Right, let's get that wooden pickaxe used last use up. So what I'm probably going to do, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place these there, there. Put these back in here. Okay. What I now need is, you will do that. I'm going to grab this, and then I'm going to break these down. Okay, and I'm also going to grab this, which is a water floor. Okay, so the water floor, I go boop, and it creates a water source block. And I put that there, and we've got an infinite water source, just like that. Okay, which is why that has been there this whole game. So now that I've got rid of that, I've got my infinite water source, we've got a sieve set up, we've sieved some gravel and got some iron, we've got a bed, we've got some string, we've got a lot of different materials. I'm just going to make this up into apple juice, actually, while I remember. plenty of food. So it's a good start to the game. The platforms are decent size, could do with being a bit bigger, but it's big enough for now, and is lit up nicely. So I think that's a good place for me to call it for now. This is probably going to get split up into a couple of videos rather than going out as one, but the point being that I think I'm going to end this recording session there. I'll probably do some more in the week, try and keep some videos coming out all week. And then next weekend, my hope is I'm going to record more of this to put some videos up for next week, and then I'm going to be recording some more videos and some other games as well, so that we can have a bit of variety on the channel again. And I'm hoping to keep that pace up for a little while. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.